Welcome back to the Hood News Fantasy Football Podcast. This is episode 92. I got my dogs with me here, MFB
Yes, sir.
and BBTV.
Here.
And this episode is trade targets. We are about midway through the fantasy season, and your trade deadlines are going to come around pretty soon. And these are players that we think you should go out and trade for, and also players you should trade away. Let's go ahead and kick it off with MFB's player to trade for.
All right. My first player to trade for is the infamous first round draft pick of this year, Travis Hunter. I think I've seen plays of him, and he's an electric type of guy. First round talent for a reason. Brian Thomas hurt. Move out the way. It's the Hunter show.
So I do like that. The only reason why is not because of Travis Hunter, but it's because of Trevor Lawrence.
These are
I think-
Thomas.
And I just think Trevor Lawrence is just a straight dog. Like, I feel like he's hella underrated. So
I think Trevor Lawrence is dog. I think I like the take because
Nah.
the coach talked about using Travis Hunter more on offense previously. I don't remember when. I saw a quote somewhere.
Yeah. I saw the
Hey,
same report.
He mentioned using him more on offense. We saw it before their bye week. Travis Hunter had his kind of like breakout game. And so I think it worked and he was able to like produce for them, especially with it'll be interesting to see if Brian Thomas doesn't play this week, how it affects him. But yeah, I like to take. I think Travis Hunter's a good trade for target.
Thank you,
BBTV,
sir.
why don't you go ahead and give us your first player to trade for?
So my first player to trade for is going to be on MFB's favorite team, on the Denver Broncos. It's going to be Courtland Sutton. Why? Is because so far, the Broncos have been picking it up. Bo Nix has been picking it up. He looks really good. He is the number 5 quarterback on the season. And that man has literally no one else besides Courtland Sutton. You have a 6'4" menace that runs a 4.4 40 that has great hands. Sutton is like, and right now he's like, in my opinion, undervalued. He's the wide receiver 29, but he had a really slow start. So I feel like he can potentially finish like wide receiver 2 range really easily with the way the offense is flowing. So if you can go get Sutton, like Tyrone Tracy for Sutton or something like that, you know what I'm saying? I'd be down for that.
Yeah, that's for those listening. That's a trade that BBTV is really trying to make happen. He's trying to get Sutton, but he has Tyrone Tracy. For this take, Sutton's interesting to me because, and this kind of like how you did with Trevor Lawrence, it has to do with Bo Nix in that he doesn't necessarily favorite anyone. There's no favorite receiver that he has. So he give the ball to Troy Franklin, or he spreads the ball around. I mean, Marvin Mims, I think he's injured, which helps boost Sutton slightly. But he distributes the ball to too many targets. And I think because of that, Sutton doesn't get as many targets as one would expect, being the number 1 on offense. So I don't think it's, I don't think it's a bad take. I just think like, don't give up too much for him.
I'm like in agreement with like kind of the same thing Kemo's saying right here. I wouldn't give up too much for him, but I do like him as a talent, the role he plays on the offense. And one thing that I feel like I mentioned weeks ago to Kemo on the same podcast was, if you look at Sutton's games, right, it's very interesting because it's literally like alternating, right? On like, he either gets greater than 8 targets a week, and then next week he doesn't, and then the week after he does, right? And so I kind of thought that pattern would break with Dallas, but Dallas, he only saw 6 targets. So, I mean, we'll see what happens against Houston. Houston's pretty stingy pass defense, I'm not going to lie. But if that pattern holds true, then should have a great week next week too. And I think he's just going to be that type of guy where like he'll be the guy that week on the Denver team, and then another week in Denver he probably won't be. He'll just be there to like get a couple passes.
Yeah, if you're
Gotcha.
okay with like kind of boomer bust, then yeah, I would.
But the thing is, though, the floor is not that low, though. That's why I like Sutton.
his
it's
floor
not.
is 1.1 fantasy points, which he got against.
No, but not like his actual floor. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's 2.2 against the Jets.
All right, bro.
I like his actual floor.
His floor is like 2 fantasy points. I mean, so I'm not to say that he's not a good receiver. I'm just saying that he does have. So he's kind of boom or bust. He does have the probability and actual likelihood of getting you a dead game. And that's I don't think his own fault. I just think that, I would maybe wait till after Houston. Although if we go by MFB's logic, he will probably see 10 targets or above 8 targets next game. So it may be too late.
Yeah, just a pattern I noticed. I don't know.
Yeah. Anyways, that's it for Sutton. My first trade for target is actually, we just talked about Tyrone Tracy. Scattered was out for the year. Tyrone Tracy last year was one of the hottest waiver wire ads when they had the other running back. Man, I forgot his name. The
Singletary.
Yeah, he went down, or he had an injury. Tyrone Tracy came in, stepped up, took over that backfield, and he was producing. And that was with Daniel Jones not really moving the ball that much. Now you got Jackson Dart really moving the ball, really getting the offense going. Tyrone Tracy's going to be able to produce very well. And so right now, before he takes over that backfield and gets that opportunity like he had before, this is probably the lowest he's going to be valued at. So now is the time to get him before his value increases.
Yeah, absolutely love it. I spent majority of my fab on Tyrone Tracy because he's the RB1 rest of season. I kind of want to keep him, but I literally can't keep him because I have 2 fire RBs already. So I'm full. But Tyrone Tracy, if you need an RB, and go trade for him. He's going to get you double digits every week. Like 10 points is his floor right now. Being so serious. After that, like it could go up to like 17, 18 points. And get like having that homie as your flex, pretty fire.
Yeah, I'm definitely into this trade target too. As long as offense keeps moving, which it seems like it is, putting up points with Jackson Dart. Probably the only thing I'm slightly afraid of is not really fantasy or data driven at all. It's like the vibe of the Giants, like, bro, they had a team with like Malik Neighbors, Dart, Cam Scatterboo. Like, who wouldn't love just watching those guys play? And that's like Neighbors gets hurt, and then Cam Scatterboo gets hurt, and it's like, man, it's like we're losing these fun guys, and it could bring the vibe down to the team. But again, just a vibe thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I think it could have implications. That'd be kind of crazy if he just doesn't do well because the vibe is off. He's like, all right, guys, let's just give up.
just to go off a little topic too, it's just like, imagine next year though, like everyone's healthy, they're gonna upgrade their defense a little bit. Like, I'm just saying, like, that could be a team next year.
Next year,
everyone's
fun to watch.
Yeah.
Let's move on to our next set of players. MFB, give us your second player to trade for.
My second guy to trade for is Emeka Egbuka. I think we're seeing this guy having a lot of streak of down games after having an amazing first couple weeks in the season. I think the target share is still promising. I think if any Egbuka owner is shaken up whatsoever, and you're able to come in and swoop at a lower price, his lowest price so far this season, I would say, I would definitely be looking towards that. He's still the only guy to throw to on the Bucks.
Would you trade Tyrone Tracy for Emeka Egbuka?
Like trade away Tyrone Tracy?
Correct. To
Yeah,
acquire
yes.
him.
In a heartbeat. Yes.
Like that's how. Okay. All right. It's good to know.
Just giving this guy ideas. No, like Luka's, he's a dog, man. I think people were concerned that Baker is just injured or dealing with some injury and just not fully healed, but after the bye, he should be good. That would be my guess, at least. So, yeah, it's a good. He doesn't have a good, like the Bucks don't have a good schedule upcoming for passing, but especially during the fantasy finals. But like Luka's just he's been really good this year, and there's no more competition for targets. So. Or no real competition for targets, I should say. BBTB, go ahead and give us your second player to trade for.
So my second player to trade for is the Slim Reaper. It is Devonta Smith. What you call it? Why I'm saying Devonta Smith? Because right now, the Eagles, they're throwing the ball more. Yes, Barkley went crazy last week, but he did get injured. But I'm letting you know, AJ Brown being hurt, we thought that with him being hurt, it was going to be like the Go Dirt show, Devonta Smith might be like whatever, because AJ Brown helps Devonta Smith. No, Devonta Smith still produced. I feel like even with AJ Brown there or not, Devonta Smith will still produce. So if you can go get Devonta Smith, go get him, especially on a high-powered Eagles offense.
Yeah, without AJ Brown, Goddard got 2 touchdowns, so it kind of was the Goddard show. But I think Devonta Smith is a good trade for target. On the buy would probably be better, like because he's worth more or worth less on his bye week if you want to go out and get him. I just don't know. I always get worried about like who does the ball end up going to. He is very boomer bust. He had 2 good weeks, especially against Minnesota. 183 yards and a touchdown. But yeah, if you are willing to take a boomer bust player who's actually like on a really high powered offense, then yeah, it's definitely a good trade for target.
Yeah, I would probably be in the same realm as like Chemo is here. I mean, as far as like wide receiver 2s of teams, I think I would like Devonta Smith the most, right? So, meaning I would like him over Addison. I would like him over T. Higgins easily,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if I would like him over Keenan Allen.
I'd like him over Keenan.
I think I'd like him over Keenan Allen too.
I would take him over Keenan Allen.
Yeah, so I think as far as like being the second receiving option, he's like the best one to own right now in fantasy. Well, besides Devontae Adams and Puka, but
the thing is too is that the Eagles' defense are really good. That the offense has the ball a lot, so Devonta gets a lot of chances. So that's why I like Devonta a lot, and especially when they play against good teams, which they are. They have a good. They're going to play against a few good teams throughout the season. Devonta should eat.
Green Bay, Detroit, Dallas, Chicago after the bye. So yeah, there should be some shootouts.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a good trade for it because he's also not expensive. So I think
exactly
it's good.
Not that expensive.
Yeah. My second player to trade for is, we just talked about him, MFB mentioned him, Jordan Addison. The Vikings, now McCarthy may be a downgrade for the pass catchers there. They haven't played together. So Jordan Addison and McCarthy haven't played at the same time. Addison was suspended the first 3 games. And then McCarthy went down game 2. And so it's been Carson Wentz since. But their schedule is so soft upcoming. And with Justin Jefferson taking a lot of the coverage, Addison can get loose and get open, especially for deep passing plays. And he gets in the end zone fairly often as well. I think he has 2 touchdowns in his last 4 games, but still, I think that he had 128 yards against Philadelphia on 12 targets. He can get good separation from defenders. And so I think he's a lot cheaper than Jay Jettis, but still on an offense that has very easy schedule upcoming.
I was going to say, I love that just because in the last video we talked about how JJ McCarthy pretty much will give the ball more to everyone else in JJ's production. Justin Jefferson's production is going to go down a little bit. So I like the Addison trade for piece just because of how JJ McCarthy plays.
I only fear that if you're McCarthy and things are just not working, you just would hyper target Justin Jefferson and ignore everyone else. That would be probably the fallback option. So that's the only thing that I'd be worried about. But yeah.
Yeah, I think my worry is like, look, you pay for him this week, he's a lot cheaper, right? It's risky because I would love to wait a week and see how he is with JJ McCarthy.
Yeah,
well, obviously that has implications of him being higher cost or not.
Yeah.
It's just a risk. It's just a risk to run. Depending on the player I could send for to get him, just depends.
Yeah.
Depends how much I can buy him for, really.
Well, the thing is, if you need a receiver and you think this dude has potential, I'm doing like a trade. Like I don't know.
Need a receiver. It's a difference.
I mean, look, this is so I could have put Justin Jefferson in here. You know what I mean? That would have been for me. Like he's got such a soft schedule upcoming, and I think McCarthy's going to hyper target him. That's just me. I don't know. He could, like BBTB said, just not because he could just spread the ball around.
Yeah.
But
also the schedule's
a lot cheaper.
Yeah, the schedule's amazing, right? But let's put it this way: how many weeks are left in the fantasy regular season?
6 games.
6 games, right? Like if we put the best case scenario, I would say like 4 of those games are like JJ games and 2 of those games are Addison games.
Yeah.
Absolute best case scenario, 3 are Addison games. Right?
Yeah.
Or maybe a weird scenario where both just pop off crazy. Right? I could also see that happening.
I mean, yeah. Okay.
So
I just think
that's kind of how I break it down.
This is kind of going to be probably a flex piece for your team. I mean, and in the fantasy finals, you got Dallas, Giants, Detroit. They play Detroit this week. They're in Detroit. Then they play Baltimore. Then they play Chicago, Green Bay, Seattle, Washington.
Dallas and New York is fire for the...
And then Detroit in the fantasy finals. So I don't know.
It's Detroit. I mean, but if you're in the finals, you're in the finals. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
But
yeah. Anyways, let's just go ahead and move on from Addison. We're taking a lot of time on him. MFB, give us your third player to trade for.
My third player to trade for is Rico Dowdle. I think this is a guy who they're just going to ride the hot hand with him. The coach even said it himself. And like they're in a good position to like still try to take the division. So I think they just keep trying and F all this whole split backfield type of nonsense.
Bro, if that happens, I'm juiced because I got Rico Dowdle on my bench and I want him to go crazy. So I mean, hopefully it works out.
I'm actually trying to cook up a trade to go get Rico Dowdle right now as we speak. I'm not even going to lie to you. And Jordan Addison from the same manager. Yeah, I like the trade. I mean, he probably is cheaper now since Chuba Hubbard's back and he's healthy and he's playing and they're sharing that backfield. So this is probably on the cheaper time you can get him if they decide to just put more of their chips into the Rico Dowdle pool, then you won't be able to trade for him. He'll be more expensive. You know what I mean? I think if you're able to get him and you don't give up too much, it may be worth it. But it just depends on what the owner of Rico Dowdle is willing to accept or how much you have to pay for him.
Yeah.
BBTB, go ahead and give us your third player to trade for.
My third player to trade for is going to be Stephon Diggs. And why I'm saying Stephon Diggs is because that OC, that offensive coordinator over there in New England is doing magic over there. That guy is so on point. I don't know if you guys watched the like pretty much like NFL posted like a bunch of videos of like the OC being mic'd up. Dude is just calling defenses out like it's nothing, and it happens, bro. Kayshon Boutte is just going crazy right now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're eventually gonna start running plays to Diggs, the guy that they paid for, paid really well, to come to New England, and so I feel like, and obviously Drake May playing lights out, and the running back game being whatever. So Diggs is a solid trade for candidate.
I really like it. I think Patriots is just doing well overall. Drake May having a hell of a year, possible MVP year type of deal, even though not many people are talking about it. So I really like Diggs here as like a consistent Patriots passing option.
Yeah. I also agree. I think it's a good trade for target. I just get worried that it'll be games where it's not Diggs and then games where it is Diggs. We saw that kind of earlier on in the season. But it does seem like he's being targeted more often and he's being involved more. The last two games, he got a touchdown last game, the game before they hit 7 targets. But yeah, Diggs is definitely a talented receiver. And that offense is moving and they're top of their division right now, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're moving. They're looking to keep on top and ride that out and do the end of the season. I'm gonna go ahead and give my third player to trade for. It is, man, I didn't think I would ever be suggesting this, but Zay Flowers. I was very low on Zay Flowers coming into the year because he was too streaky, in my opinion. He was hot and cold. If you look at his games from last year, there was just games where it's just a Derrick Henry game. You know what I mean? And so they just don't need to throw the ball that much. And then Lamar scrambles, gets however many yards. It just doesn't need him, right? And for that reason, I wasn't very high on him, but they're 2-6 right now? And so,
no,
or 3 and 4. Yeah, they're 2 games behind. Sorry, 2 games behind the Steelers.
They're
right.
So sorry to cut you off, but they're actually favored to win the division now, which is crazy, by the way.
After that win against Chicago, yeah. So that changes everything. They're going to need to throw the ball a ton, and they're going to need to win games week in and week out. And Zay Flowers is the number 1 option on that team. So they're going to be doing whatever it takes to get wins. And Zay Flowers is kind of leading that charge on that team. So if you can go and get him now while his value is still low, he only had 1 big game as week 1 against Buffalo. Since then, he hasn't scored a touchdown. So he's due for a touchdown, eventually.
Yeah.
Get him now while he's still cheap.
Yeah. I absolutely love it. I was the highest on Zay Flowers. I had riding the Zay Flowers train pre-draft. Go get Zay Flowers. You won't regret it. He will produce. If you are a manager that you should make playoffs, you should be in between the 1 through 4 seed, go get Zay Flowers. He will help you with that playoff schedule that he has.
Fully agree with this, honestly. I've been trying to get Zay Flowers in a couple of different leagues. I mean, Lamar Jackson's going to come back. They have to start balling out. This Thursday night, it's against Miami. They should just start popping off, trying to win games and be at the top of the division. And Zay Flowers is the main primary passing target there.
Yep.
All right.
Wait, is Lamar playing tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they already
should be fire.
Yeah. Oh, bro, I can't wait. Anyways, that's it for trade for targets. We're going to go ahead and move into the trade away targets. These are losers. You don't want them on your team. 100%. You don't want these guys on your team. I'm about to name 2 guys right here. Anyways, go ahead and give us your first player to trade away.
All right. Player to trade away, and it's a guy from my own NFL team, J.K. Dobbins, right? if you look at their first half schedule, they had probably the best running back schedule you could ask for. And they still didn't do amazing, right? He did cool with J.K. Dobbins, but he didn't do amazing, you know? So the schedule only gets harder. I think it's best to try to trade away and see what you can get for him, as I'm really not fond of the schedule.
Amazing take. I was never even high on J.K. Dobbins to start the season. That's a pass. That's a passing offense with Bo Nix being basically RB1 over J.K. Dobbins and R.J. Harvey. So I like that a lot. Get rid of J.K. Dobbins if you can.
I like the take as well. R.J. Harvey on limited touches had 3 touchdowns against Dallas. So they already know what he can do. So right now it's looking to be more split anyways in the backfield and into some tough matchups. We've seen Sean Payton share that backfield, especially last season, even into this season some. So I'd rather not have a running back in a timeshare in a tough matchup week in, week out. So yeah, I agree. Get rid of J.K. Dobbins while you can. BBTB, go ahead and give us your first player to trade away.
Right. My first player to trade away, he's not a loser. Kimo said that you have a few losers in here. He's not a loser. It's Ja'Marr Chase.
Yeah.
It's Ja'Marr Chase. Why Ja'Marr Chase, right? I think Chase is a little overhyped with the Flacco with Flacco slightly being injured and Joe Burrow coming back mid-December. Mid-December, bro, is basically what, week 16, week 17, basically either semifinals or a championship. Like if you have Chase and he's not producing, you're probably not in the semifinals or the chip. So in my opinion, you go trade Chase. If you need depth, go get a solid 2-for-1 or go trade Chase for someone that's fiending for a receiver and go get a nice running back. Like I would go get Chase for Josh Jacobs or something like that. That's what I would do. So
if you can get Josh Jacobs for Ja'Marr Chase, Jacobs is dealing with some calf strain thing. So, but yeah, if you can get a caliber player like that for Ja'Marr Chase, definitely, I would agree.
Yeah, 100%. I would jump on that deal.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, we're talking to BBTB here, who's literally the greatest salesman there ever was. So he can probably get that done in one of his leagues because some loser chump that would actually take that trade from him. But yeah, I don't think anyone normally would take that. But yeah, if you can, I mean, Ja'Marr Chase, I think is probably, he might be okay just because of his target share and how talented of a receiver he is. Trade him away, but obviously only if you can get really good value out of him. I don't know if you'll get, Josh Jacobs, but if you can get really good value out of Ja'Marr Chase, for sure, I think it's a good idea.
Josh Jacobs is kind of realistic. I would even maybe go for like Derrick Henry, maybe. I mean, I guess they're like in the same tier. I'm trying to think.
I would maybe Kyren Williams, maybe.
No, I would do Kyren.
If you want to, but it's not terrible.
I wouldn't do Kyren. I mean, they got who is it? Blake Corum taking goal line work here and there.
Yeah, it's a little bit annoying, I guess.
I think Kyren's got, I think 4 rushing touchdowns on the season. He has receiving touchdowns, but he only has 4 rushing touchdowns on the season so far. So it's not very good for a running back. In the grand scheme of things. But yeah, anyways, Ja'Marr Chase, if you can trade him away and get good value out of him, yes, because his value is still high right now. If we told you to trade him away as soon as Joe Burrow went down and he was playing with Jake Browning, his value was way too low. It was hard to get a trade out of him. So if you can get rid of Chase for some really good value, do it. My first player to trade away, Marvin Harrison of the worst team in football on the Arizona Cardinals. Get rid of him. Just don't. The team is a giant dumpster fire. Okay. He may go out next week, right? They're playing Dallas on Monday night. He might go out there and ball. 20 fantasy points, 2 touchdowns. Oh my God, crazy. Bro, as soon as he does that, trade him away. But there's a caveat here. You're taking the risk that he doesn't go out there and absolutely just take a deuce on Monday night against Dallas, which is a very, very high probability. I'm just going to say that. If you don't want to trade him, you want to wait till after Dallas, go ahead. The team is 2-5. There's no way they're getting to the playoffs. Or wait, 2-6. Sorry. They won against the Panthers, barely, who almost came back and beat them, and against the Saints week 1. They are a complete dumpster fire. Do not, under any circumstance, keep Marvin Harrison on your team. They're 2-5. They had a bye week.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that take. Marvin Harrison will pick it up. At not every year, the past few years, the Cardinals have picked it up the second half of the season. Yes, they have missed the playoffs every time, but for some reason, they love to pick it up. So I feel like after the bye week that they just had, Marvin Harrison should pick it up. Kyler Murray should pick it up. I feel like everyone should pick it up. So I personally don't like the take, in my opinion, but do what you want.
James Conner out for the season. They lost their star running back, and
So they have to throw. They have to throw.
It's a
No star running back. They have to throw.
Wash season. Season's a wash. Season's a wash.
It's not like it's looking washed. It's not completely washed officially, meaning like they're still gonna try and play. I mean, if you could sell high after the Dallas game, for sure. And I think there's
it depends on what you get.
I think there's no way he doesn't pop off after Dallas, right? And then if you could swing him for like a Rome Odunze or AJ Brown, yeah, go for it.
Brother, if you could swing Marvin Harrison for AJ Brown, brother, please, I'll join your class. I'll take your class on salesmanship. How do you make sales like that? Because I wouldn't be able to make that sale. I promise you. I'm a Cardinals fan, but also their biggest hater. So yeah, I'm very critical of the team. It's just a wash season, man. They're gonna try and develop Marvin Harrison. Ooh, yeah, bro. It's. I'm telling you right now, he may have some good games, but it's just not worth having on your team, that headache, because he can go out there and literally get you 1 fantasy point at any given moment. And if you want that on your team, okay, I'd rather have Devonta Smith on my team.
Yeah, that's not a crazy take. Yeah, that's fair.
Bro, I would take Marvin Harrison, trade for Devonta Smith. Boom.
Yeah.
Upgrade.
Yeah, that's fine. That's cool.
All right. Sorry, I'm going to talk for like 20 minutes. So let's just move on to our second players to trade away. MFB, why don't you go ahead and start us off?
All right. Second player to trade away is, well, kind of in line with what BBTB said. It is T. Higgins. I really, really just don't trust the Flacco injury. We talked about it in our midweek report episode, if you could check it out. But I'm not sure the health of Joe Flacco if he comes back from this AC joint sprain. And I think it'll just tank T. Higgins' value, right? T. Higgins was cool with Flacco, not like amazing, because Flacco kind of had the old school mentality, like, I'm going to chuck it to my top guy 20 times,
Yeah.
Which was amazing for Jamar Chase, but not so great for T. Higgins. And with Joe Flacco out, bro, yeah, man, sell T. Higgins for pennies.
Yeah, and I think T. Higgins had 1 catch for like the long 44-yard touchdown. So if he doesn't,
1 touchdown, brother.
if he doesn't do that, he gets 0 fantasy points. So yeah, very heavily agree.
I have T. Higgins. I hate having T. Higgins. Without Joe Burrow, it's just been such a headache. With Joe Flacco, it was like, oh, okay, this is cool, I think that they're going to keep using him because they paid him so much, and they're obviously going to feature him. So like they will try and get the ball to him. Obviously, they got him a touchdown last week. Once they did that, they were like, all right, cool, we're done. Right? So they will try and get him end zone looks, but if it's Jake Browning and he just can't get him the ball properly, then yeah, he just won't have any value. So if you can trade him away before you find out Joe Flacco's out for like a month, then yeah, definitely better to trade him away before the news hits. So it's a good take. I like it. BBTB, go ahead and give us your trade away candidate.
My trade away candidate is another first round pick, man. It is Justin Jefferson. Trade him away. Same thing what I kind of said about Chase. If you can go get a solid RB for him, like go get yourself a Josh Jacobs or someone else, or a little 2-for-1 piece if you need it, please go do that. I think JJ's production reduces. I've repeated it, I think 3 or 4 times now. JJ McCarthy spreads the ball a lot. 1 week might be Addison, 1 week might be JJ. Sell JJ while you can. So, yeah.
I don't know if I necessarily like this take simply because of the caliber of player that Justin Jefferson is and the fact that he hasn't really performed this season like crazy. His best game was against Pittsburgh. He had 17.6 fantasy points in half PPR. He hasn't had a Jamar Chase performance, and his schedule gets so soft upcoming that I think if you've had just Jefferson this whole time, you just ride the wave, man, and just hope it gets better.
I think what BBTB is trying to like more so say here is like, yo, because you could sell like people, you can sell JJ still pretty high, right? Because you're selling the dream of like, yo, look at this schedule. JJ McCarthy's back, and you could like maybe swing some type of package for like Puka coming back from injury. Maybe, you know, some type of 1-for-2 package where you get like, I don't know, something fire, like a Genty and Pickens, you know what I mean? Like something really very solid.
Yeah.
You know, because people will still be high on the dream that like, oh shit, good schedule and JJ McCarthy.
So let me tell you this. I actually told this guy who asked me for like, oh shit, someone was trying to trade him Amon-Ra and he has Justin Jefferson. I said, you could offer him, if you really wanted Amon-Ra, you could do Justin Jefferson, Ken Walker for Amon-Ra. Would you guys do that?
No.
Too much, right?
Too much.
Yeah.
I'm just being real. Like everyone's downgrading K9 like it's crazy because his one game on his birthday that they gave it to Zach Charbonnet for 2 tutties. K9 still had a lot of rushing attempts.
Wait, hold on. So sorry, it's JJ and K9 for Amon-Ra?
Yeah.
JJ
overpay.
and K9 for Amon-Ra?
That's not overpay?
In my opinion, if you have the depth and you can like
if you needed the depth as the Amon-Ra owner, sure, like it's cool. Yeah, I think I'd pull it if I really needed the depth.
Wait,
like if I was thin at RB, yes, I'm pulling.
If you, the person that I have losing the trade is the JJ and K9. That's why I have losing.
The thing is, for me, when I look at trades, is I evaluate everything contextual, right? And I mean, everyone can look at trades differently, right? It's all fair, you know? But when I think of a trade, right? If I'm trying to trade to Chemo in a league, right? I'm looking at what his lineup needs, how I can fill his needs, and how it can help me at the same time, right? So if Chemo was super thin at running back, right? Like thin, like I'm talking, he's starting Tyler Algier, bro. I'm talking dry, which Chemo did last week. Anyways, bro. Right? So you're starting like Nick Chubb. I'm like literally starting Nick Chubb, bro. Like, okay, no bullshit. You're thin at RB, my brother, right? And if he swung me Amon-Ra and I give him JJ and K9, yeah, he should jump on it. Because he's filling 2 spots.
No, for sure.
Okay. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
But that's what I mean is contextual, right?
But with the guy that's giving up JJ and
K9. Let's not hold up on this too long.
Sorry.
BBTB is saying like the K9 Jay Jettis side is worth a lot more, or worth more than the Amon-Ra side. Like
significantly
more.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
it's worth more for sure. But as long as Charbonnet is poaching tutties, I think that it's still not a bad trade.
Yeah, K9's like a very annoying start right now is the problem.
Yeah. I think
But you're getting a guy on a good
He'll be fine. He'll be fine.
bonus trade for target K9.
He'll
Get
be
him
fine.
while he's cheap.
Literally.
Anyways, my
He
second
is
player
hella cheap right now.
my second player to trade away, Kyler Murray, to go along with Marvin Harrison. Bro. Call of
Wait,
Duty
is the
comes
next
out-
player Amari
his-
DiMercado, bro? On your list?
No, he's dead. He got shot behind the shed. We talked about this. Jonathan Gannon went and shot him behind the team shed. And then they just put some random dude in a DiMercado jersey every game and put a helmet on him, and no one ever sees his face. So everyone thinks it's DiMercado. Kyler Murray, second player to trade away. Kyler Murray has been now, last year he was 1 year removed from his injury, right? This year is 2 years removed from the injury.
Mm-hmm.
Just go back and watch every play Kyler Murray had against Tennessee. Just watch Tennessee versus Arizona. All right? Watch that game, or at least the highlights, and just look at him completely fall apart. He has not scored more than 18 fantasy points this year. And that's with every game at least, 4+ rushing attempts. He's rushing and it's still not enough value. Like, you could easily start. Honestly, you could probably just drop Kyler Murray. Well, if you have him on your team, what are you doing? Why is he still on your team? Get rid of him.
So I kind of understand the take. I wouldn't say I like it or dislike it. I just feel like throughout the season, you probably picked up a quarterback that you have been playing. And so the quarterbacks have been very strong this year. Like, you got Daniel Jones going crazy, Baker, Drake May, Bo Nix. Like, you drafted those, or even the people that you picked up off of waivers, they're still producing. Like Aaron Rodgers. I'm blanking, but what I'm saying is keep Kyler Murray on the bench. If some guy wants him, trade him. But you should be good at the quarterback position. My opinion.
I'm thinking if there are people that have quarterbacks on bye, Baker's on bye, Jalen Hurts on bye, you could probably swing him. Just throw him into a trade and package him. Like, hey, you need a quarterback this week. Kyler Murray plays against Dallas. Just make him part of the trade. Just like, hey, look, bro, you need a quick quarterback.
That's a fair selling point. Yeah, if because he does play Dallas, and it should be a wild game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's already coming off an injury. Like, I don't know, how healthy is he, Kimo? Like, is he good to go?
He's good.
No, he's still dealing with. He completed a workout on field. Yeah, he didn't throw at all today, Wednesday. He's.
Yeah, I mean, look, he hasn't shown anything like where I would trust him, right? Like, personally myself.
100%.
So I mean, you could sell for like a bench piece, bro. Like, I don't know, like,
bro, I'm telling you, find
best case scenario.
The owner that has bye weeks and just sell him off, man. Sell him, drop him. He shouldn't even be on our roster. Honestly, this pick is purely out of hate. No one has Kyler Murray on their roster. So yeah, this is just me hating. Let's move on to the third player to trade away, and we'll start with MFB. Give us your third player.
My third player to trade away is Travis Kelce. I think National Tight End Day, going along with Kimo's theory of the Chiefs being corny. Oh, let's feed Travis Kelce the ball on National Tight End Day,
I told y'all.
which they did, right? But I think you sell him high while he had a great game to anybody that needs a tight end, right? Now, obviously, you also need some type of tight end slot to fill in your league. But I think if you can trade away Kelce and figure that tight end slot out, get a really good player, I think it's fire. I don't think the Chiefs keep utilizing him like that. I think, like, we've seen it 2 weeks in a row. It's the Rashee Rice show out in Kansas City. He's going to eat up all the targets. Maybe Kelce has like 1 or 2 more games where he pops, but that's about it. The floor is so low that we've seen with Kelce before.
So I wouldn't hate this take or like love it, but if you need a running back or a receiver, sure, try to finesse your way there, be a salesman. But Mahomes is having an MVP season. Mahomes looks really, really good. So I'm just saying, Kelsey should still be consistent, my opinion. So if you're good on depth and what tight end you're gonna really pick up, because the tight end range every year is really a wide gap. Right now, like top 3 are what? Like Tucker Kraft, Kelsey, I think is top 3, and like McBride. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. So not like too high on this take.
I like the take. I think that Kelsey's just he's too streaky. Like he just will have games where they need him and games where they just don't. And like he caused one of the fumbles, the interceptions from Mahomes. It bounced off Kelsey and it was intercepted.
But the thing is I'm not too sure, but the thing is, it's like, who will you fill that tight end position? That's the problem.
That is the hard part with tight end. Yeah, that's why I prefaced with like, yo,
because if I have it, he's a top. You have a top 3 quarterback like in the league right now. Like it's just, I just don't see you moving him unless
it's easy to move him for someone that needs a tight end. I'm sure there's someone out there that's struggling to fill the tight end position, and so it's easy to move him, in my opinion. But
like if I could downgrade on paper to a Rondé Gatson and another piece for Kelsey, give me that. Run that. Hand.
Yeah, no, for sure. But I'm saying, but with people that already have depth, and they're like, yo, like it would be no point for them. So it's like, it's just hand in hand.
I think MFB's point is just sell high on Kelsey right now while he's high.
Yeah.
BBC, give us your third player to trade away.
Trade away Ashton Jeanty. I'm going to get straight to the point. Ashton Jeanty is fire. Think about this. Saquon Barkley 2.0 rookie year of the Giants. Basically, it's just the Jeanty show, and that's it. Geno, cheeks. Jacoby Myers, cheeks. They signed Tyler Lockett. What is that going to do? Cheeks. Who's the tight end over there? Bowers. He's finally healthy. Yeah, I was about to say. So I'm just saying, pray for Jeanty to have one crazy game.
He's healthy
because the Raiders are not in playoff. They're not playoff contenders. They won't make the playoffs. Wait for Jeanty to pop off. Get hella juiced. Sell him. Go get Kyren Williams. Go get a chain. Go get Chase Brown. My opinion.
Does this sound like Optimus Prime or my
beep boop beep boop beep beep boop?
Oh, wait,
you sound like Optimus Prime.
Am I good?
Yeah.
Yes, we can hear you. You're back.
Yeah,
okay. I don't know if you heard. I said go trade for Kyren.
You hate Jeanty. The Raiders are trash. Oh yeah.
I said go trade for Kyren. Go trade for a chain. Go trade for Chase Brown.
All right. See you later.
My opinion.
All right.
Anyways.
Go trade for Kyren, baby.
Let's trade Jeanty.
So, MLB, I don't know what you think of that take.
I think it's honestly a really good take.
Wow.
I'm not gonna lie. Especially if you get like some really good value out of it. There was a point where like I liked Jeanty and I was almost about to trade for him. But then after I kept seeing Raiders week in and week out, I'm like, man, there's no like, bro, you could give them like their running back room could be Jeanty, Bijan, and Jonathan Taylor. They will still lose games. Like it's just like it's unbearable, bro. Huh? This is the number one reason why. I mean, obviously, I just hate the Raiders, but I did not want Jeanty. I would have been happy with Jeanty anywhere but the Raiders. Anywhere. You can name any team. The Browns, fire. You can name any Saints, fire. You can name any team, bro, that he might be fire on.
Crazy.
Titans, bro, fire. Raiders, nah, ass, trash. Bro, it's so aggravating, bro. It's a waste of talent.
Yeah, he's a very talented running back on just a bad offense, just not well managed organization. And so I think at this point, if you can get the value out of him, yeah, do it. but he's such a talented running back. And with Brock Bowers finally back and healthy, because he was playing injured for a few weeks, he wasn't really helping them spread the ball. I think that now that he's fully healthy, you're going to end up seeing maybe opening up the run game a little bit with Bowers getting loose out there. But that'd be your only hope if you're a Genty owner. But if not, and you probably should trade him away and get the value you can out of him, and just, advertise it as like, oh yeah, he can score, 36 fantasy points, or how many points he had on that one game. It was about 32 and a half in half PPR scoring. So yeah, just advertise that and say, hey, look, this is what he can do. He can get you 30 plus points, and trade him away. That's BBTB's third player to trade away. My third player to trade away, this is a hot take. It's the tight end from the Chargers, Oronde Gadsden, the rookie. This is not going to be a popular take. It's going to be a very, very poor take in most people's opinions. But let me explain myself. The Chargers, the way that they operate, there is no number one. We saw Quentin Johnston just straight donut last week, 0 targets, 0 receptions. And I don't think that continues for Quentin Johnston. We saw Ladd start off the season very poorly and then pick it up. We saw even what's his name? Keenan Allen. He started off the season hot, went cold, started heating back up again. I think the same thing's going to happen to Gadsden. And I know he's not a receiver, he's a tight end. They're going to use him differently, they're going to utilize him, and blah, 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 blah. He's going to be a safety blanket for Justin Herbert. The tight end schedule matchup for him after the bye week is very tough. You're playing against teams they're very stingy to tight ends, that don't give a lot of points to tight ends. So if you can trade him away right now when he has 3 good games in a row, 8 plus targets, or not 8 plus targets, 5 plus targets, but he had 8 targets, 9 targets, 5 targets, and a touchdown, 2 games in a row with a touchdown. He's looking like a stud, league-winning tight end. Sell him at that. Sell him high and go and get some more value and get another player if you can afford it. If you can't afford it, he's your only tight end. No one else has worked for you. You finally have something that's worth it. Sure, you can keep him. But I think you sell high before he turns cold again.
I'm 50-50 on the take. It just depends, like, if you can get like a really good value out of him, sure.
Yeah.
But I don't see like unless, depending on the piece you're trading away, I don't see a tight end upgrade worth it right now. The only tight ends I really see that are like I fully trust a week in and week out are Trey McBride, Tyler Warren, and Tucker Kraft.
Yeah.
All the rest is like, I don't know if they're getting me 2 points or 20 any given week.
Brock Bowers, if he's back and healthy, I trust him.
Brock Bowers, I need to wait and see.
Yeah, with Gino.
But see, Loki Oronde is somebody I'm trusting now because I'm seeing it.
Yeah.
And the target share has been sticking.
I just think he could at any moment go cold. He had the first opening drive.
He's bound to have a couple cold games, but I think he'll pick it back up. I don't know.
If you look back on that game against Minnesota, 5 targets, 5 receptions, 77 yards, and a touchdown. That was their first drive, I believe, that he got most of those, if not all of those. And then boom, nothing the rest of the game. They didn't use him again after that touchdown.
That's like, yeah, sure. I get that. But defenses will adjust like mid-game, right? That's why they have the DC and all these other people there to be like, that can't happen again. 5 guys catch on the same drive and we get scored on.
The same
they're going to literally like
For,
eliminate.
like, teams now are going to study film and say, okay, we have to make sure we cover Gadsden. Like, we can't let him get out there, and like he's a big problem. And so, like, I think teams will adjust for him. I just think he has his highest value right now. Obviously, next week he goes out and has another monster game. You're going to be like, wow, his value is even higher. If you can swing him and get good value out of him, then I would do so. I'm not saying like, oh, you have to get rid of him. He's a dud. He's going to turn south. I mean, J.K. Dobbins is probably the best trade away candidate I've seen on this list. Him and maybe even T. Higgins, but like, and Marvin Harrison, obviously. But yeah, like Gadsden is not like a must trade away. He's just a player that I think is a candidate to trade away, is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Anyways, that'll do it for this episode. BBTB technical difficulties. Couldn't continue the episode with us, but he's with us here in spirit. We went over his last trade away target. That'll do it for this episode. We'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.